In our weekly news roundup, QV stats are out with no signs of abating for property values, Rescue Day success and mixed results for local economy according to report. There are no signs of abating in the property market with house values still climbing in Nelson, Tasman. The latest QV residential price movement report for April 2013 shows Nelson house values are up 2.9% on the same month last year, and in Tasman the value of homes increased 3.5%. The average sales price in Nelson was $391,000 in April, and in Tasman the average sales price was $403,000 in April. The Nelson Mobile Rescue Helicopter's 7th annual base open day held last weekend on Sunday was a huge success. The crew has so far attended 149 missions year to date, and the record funds raised on the weekend makes it the most successful open day yet, having raised $10,000, which will go part way to help fund this service. The event is a proven favourite with local children, many who dressed up as Batman, which finally resulted in a bat-off to choose the best dressed to win the free scenic helicopter flight held on the day. The Nelson Tasman economy has had a difficult year in 2012, with economic activity, employment and business having had mixed results across the region. The Nelson Economic Development Agency has recently published its Tracking the Regional Economy report for February 2013, in which its key performance indicators for the region were highlighted. Population-wise, growth in Nelson and Tasman combined was slightly higher than the national rate at 0.7%. Meanwhile, GDP growth was 4.9% in Tasman, which was negated by a GDP decline of 3.1% in Nelson. Overall, the regional GDP growth was 0.2%. The combination of high population growth with low GDP growth has seen a decline in GDP per capita growth of 0.5% in the region. Employment also fell in 2012 by 1.7% in Nelson and 2.1% in Tasman. The number of business units also declined, led by Nelson. On a positive note, as a result of employment declining at a higher rate than GDP, labour productivity was 2.1%, which was twice the rate of national labour productivity growth. Chrissy Small spoke with Nelson EDA Chief Executive Bill Finlater about the results of its latest Tracking the Regional Economy report.
Look, I think our region's performing quite well given what the economic climate is worldwide and internationally. You have to bear in mind that we've got a greater dependence on the primary sector than any other part of New Zealand, so all of our key industries have been affected by the high exchange rate.
Our population increased 0.7% and our overall GDP growth was 0.2%, with labour productivity as 2.1% in 2012. So would you say we're still making enough sufficient gains to get ahead as a region?
Look, our GDP has improved over a number of years, so you need to look at it in context. So we're not doing too bad. Our productivity is increasing, but if you see a change to the exchange rate downward, you'll see our productivity increase quite significantly, and as will our GDP.
The employment rate and the number of business units declined in the region last year. Is this a real concern?
No, look, I don't see that as a real concern. You know, I think we've always had the lowest unemployment rates in New Zealand, so I don't see any great reasons for concern. If any, I would be concerned with all of the worldwide trends that are for our youth employment.
I see a local economic summit is planned for during this year at the Rutherford Hotel on June the 27th. These summits are usually well attended, and what's the main reason for holding the summit, and any ideas as to what or who might be in the program lineup?
But we hold the summits annually now. In fact, they're sought after, and we have people who attend them who frequently ask us what's happening at our next one and when's it going to be. And it's really to inform businesses, stakeholders and interested people in the region just what's happening in the world economy and in our economy. This year we've got Ganesh Nana, who's the Chief Economist for Burl. He'll be along again. He's very practical, tells it how it is. We've got Grant Spencer, the Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank. We've got the Honourable Nick Smith, and we've got Paul Morgan, who's from Whamana, a Maori organisation, Maori business organisation, but also chair of Wakatu Inc.
Right. How do people register for this event, Bill?
They just make contact with us, they contact Teresa at the EDA and come along, and they are very well attended. This year it'll be at the Rutherford, and we're expecting upwards of about 200 people to attend.
So anyone who has an interest, a business interest, or just is interested can come along?
Anybody that has an interest in it, but we do ask them to register.
Locals have just a few more days to ensure their favourite voluntary groups are part of Nelson Tasman's biggest celebration of volunteers. Entries for the Trustpower Nelson Tasman Community Awards close at 5 p.m. on Friday the 17th of May, and there's more than $6,000 up for grabs. The Trustpower Nelson Tasman Community Awards, run in partnership with the Nelson City and Tasman District Councils, recognise and reward voluntary groups and organisations for the outstanding contribution they make to their community. Last year, 134 entries for the Community Awards were received. So far this year, 72 groups have entered. Trustpower Community Relations representative Teresa Partridge says she's excited about the groups that have been entered so far, but believes there are still many groups providing services, activities, support and events in the community that are not recognised in the invaluable work they do. The families of 4 tourists killed in 2010 in an aircraft accident at Fox Glacier have come together to write a joint letter to Prime Minister John Key. The letter calls on Mr Key urgently to institute stronger safety enforcement across the country. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has this week indicated the government will likely implement safety changes recommended by an inquest into the Fox Glacier crash, and is also considering random drug and alcohol testing. The Coroners report has just come out on the Fox Glacier plane crash, where Coroner Richard McElrea has admitted to being uncertain about the reasons why the Fox Glacier plane crashed. In his official report, Coroner McElrea found that all on board the aircraft died from blunt force injuries sustained when the Walter Fletcher Fu-24 hit the ground. He says it's unlikely the cause of the crash will ever be fully understood, and that something untoward had happened. Coroner McElrea has called on New Zealand's Transport Minister to urgently consider changes, including the introduction of passenger restraints for tandem skydivers to prevent them sliding rearward during takeoff. He also wants a 6-passenger limit set for Walter Fletcher planes used for parachuting. The Transport Accident Investigation Commission, which did its own investigations, focused on the plane being overweight, with 9 people, including the pilot aboard, as a probable cause. However, according to the aircraft owner, Rod Miller's widow, the aircraft in the past had flown 74 times in the same role prior to this event, with heavier loadings and no known safety issues. Saxton Stadium is undergoing assessment. Council officers, along with loss adjusters and project manager, have been busy doing a broad assessment of the damage done by floodwaters to the $12 million Saxton Stadium. The project manager will be reporting to the council's insurance company, which will then decide on the level of works required to be carried out. Council Manager Community Relations Angela Ricker says the insurance company will then be making a call as to whether there would be a building design investigation. She says that Nelson City Council has not ruled out a change to the Saxton Stadium building after flood damage closed the $12 million facility indefinitely, with the floating hardwood floor being of major concern. She says this may or may not include changes to the building under what can be covered under the current insurance policy. The building is remaining closed to the public indefinitely after the flash flooding on Sunday the 21st of April. Meanwhile, the cost of the deluge which hit Nelson City Council infrastructure in Stoke last month is estimated to be more than $1.2 million. Since what local hydrologists say is a 1 in 500 year flood, Nelson City Council staff have been assessing the damage to the city's key infrastructure and prioritising recovery work. At this stage, the rough order cost of remedial works is estimated to be as follows: roading $350,000, utilities $800,000, parks $100,000, and early indications are that the specialised floor at Saxton Stadium will need to be replaced. As with the December 2011 event, these costs will change and be fine-tuned as detailed design work gets underway. Council officers are still meeting regularly as part of the December 2011 storm recovery team, and the April 2013 event has been added to this works program. The recovery work will be spread over the current financial year and the next financial year, with expenses already incurred from the initial response. How the extra recovery work will be funded will be discussed as part of the upcoming 2013-2014 annual plan. And now a hot topic for discussion in recent days has undoubtedly been the future of Rocks Road in relation to its potential to include a walkway and cycleway which links into the city's wider network for pedestrians and cyclists. The New Zealand Transport Agency and Nelson City Council have been in discussions last week where it was decided they will jointly move forward with an investigation to examine the feasibility of a number of different walking and cycling options to improve the functioning and safety of walking and cycling along Rocks Road. As part of this investigation, the NZTA and NCC will consider the impacts of those walking and cycling options on the future capacity, safety and functioning of Rocks Road for all users to ensure this important transport link can fulfil its function as a state highway to move people and goods around the city. NZTA Regional Director Central Jenny Chitwind says the NZTA acknowledges that NCC doesn't wish to see clearways or three-laning along Rocks Road and emphasised the study will not investigate these as options. She says Nelson has a thriving walking and cycling culture and a new pedestrian and cycle facility will help foster that enthusiasm. Jenny Chitwind says through its investigation they can identify the best way to incorporate a facility into this corridor that will provide safe and efficient use of this important transport corridor for everyone, however they choose to travel. Mainland's Chrissy Small spoke with Mayor Aldo Miccio about their meeting with NZTA in which the need to move forward with the investigation was acknowledged.
How much will the planned walkway and cycleway cost?
At this stage here, we have budgeted as a $6 million project and funding to come from the NZTA. And the feasibility study, I'm not too sure on what the budget is there, the exact amount, it's approximately about $20,000-$30,000.
Okay, now what's the time frame for this project?
The time frame of this project is the feasibility study to be completed, I believe, by the end of this year, hopefully earlier, and then there'll be the detailed design, if it's approved, which way forward, there'll be the detailed design and construction, so we anticipate that it will be finished at the earliest the end of 2015, otherwise somewhere early mid-2016.
Right. Now, the Waterfront Association has recently described the planned development as dangerous. Do you think that's a fair comment?
No, because it's not a fair comment. I mean, it's a fair concern. It's fair to have them that concern, but to describe a development that hasn't actually been approved yet and the details haven't been announced yet is a little bit premature. So I've spoken with the Waterfront Association. They know now that the feasibility study will be addressing the safety concerns, so that should address their concern, and then they'll be waiting until they see the final design and before they make final comment about the safety issues, because it's the feasibility study's job to address the safety concerns. So, and it'll be my intention that any development will address those safety concerns and make sure that they're mitigated against and eliminated.
So there'll be a degree of consultation with the Waterfront?
There's always there'll definitely be a degree of consultation, but their issue around safety, I mean, it's everybody's concern is safety, so that's not unique amongst the Waterfront Association. You know, everybody in the community is concerned about safety. The one thing that we can tell the community is that it will be a lot safer than it currently is.
Right.
At the moment, you've got a situation where it's not safe, and any development will improve the existing safety aspects.
Right, so that of course will be the main benefit of having the boulevard on Rocks Road, won't it?
So number one, there'll be more room for cyclists and walkers, so it's safer. And number two, we'll definitely be looking at some form of safety barrier, whether it's a 20 centimetre concrete lip or a 40 or 50 centimetre concrete lip, just to separate the vehicle traffic from pedestrian and cyclists.
Now
so we'll be considerably safer.
Right. Now, we did actually go on the streets last week of Nelson and ask a few people their opinions on the boulevard. Now, the majority seem to be really in favour of the concept, though the topic of the peak hour traffic flows is still a concern. What is happening about that?
At this stage here, from what happened 3 years ago, is pretty much the status quo where we're at now. So 3 years ago, it was determined by the arterial traffic study that any extra capacity in the roading network in Nelson won't be needed for 20 to 25 years. So whether people individually agree with that or not, that's still 50-50 debate in the community, but that's what the study found. Now, that study needs to be redone every 5 years, so that study is due to be redone in the next 2 years. If the study finds that the peak hour traffic flows have increased and that extra capacity is needed earlier, then the new capacity needs to be brought forward from 20, 25 years to an earlier time period. So we really now are waiting on the next traffic study to see if the peak hour traffic flows have increased from when they were last done 2.5 years ago. So that's the point where we're at now. Now, both Council and NZTA have agreed that any extra capacity won't be put on Waimea Road and won't be put on Rocks Road. They've agreed that any extra capacity will be the Southern Arterial will be the place where that goes. And that was agreed last year. That was the resolution of Council last year, and that was agreed by the NZTA at a meeting the other week.
Great. Mayor Aldo Micho, thank you very much for your time today.
The Nelson Tasman area, it seems, has been inundated with a deluge of cats, with Nelson SPCA picking up the pieces. Female cats can have up to 2 litters a year, with up to 12 kittens in a litter. And now this reproductive climax has meant that the Nelson SPCA and Waimea Road have had a large amount of cats of all shapes, colours and ages up for adoption. Chrissy Small went to the SPCA base in Nelson and spoke to manager Donna Walsall about this current catastrophic conundrum.
I hear you've got a catastrophic amount of cats at the moment that need homes.
We certainly do. We've been a bit overrun at this is sort of the time of the year when we get all the end of the kitten season, and we're getting all the mums ready for rehoming, and we're getting all the older kittens through from the first litters that went through the season. So, yeah, absolutely just about overrun with cats at the moment.
Right. How are you coping with this at the moment?
We're doing okay, actually. We had a really great day last week where we rehomed 11 cats, so we were really pleased about that. It just sort of freed us up a little bit, but there's still heaps here that need homes. So, yeah, if you are looking to get a new kitten or a new cat, please do come and see us, because we do have all sorts of shapes and colours and sizes, and all beautiful and all ready to go to homes.
They are. Aren't they incredibly funny? I mean, this cat, you can make it climb all around.
She's lovely.
I mean, they're so energetic, so full of fun. They're a great little gift item for someone who really wants a wee pet that they can love and grow old with, really.
Absolutely. They make great companions. They keep you warm in the winter. They're just lovely. They're pretty low maintenance, so but they do need a bit of love and attention. But yeah, they make beautiful pets.
Yeah.
After the break here on Mainland Television News, synthetic cannabis hits the dust. New Zealand's Got Talent tour arrives in town.
Get your hands on some Roman technology. Discover the amazing legacy of this great empire. Check the Nelson Provincial Museum website for special ticket deals.
Waimea Telecommunications, specialising in free-to-air digital television, internet broadband connections, telephone and telecommunications systems. Call Julian Toon at Waimea Telecommunications on 544-4203.
FAV Mobile Solutions are the scooter, walker and wheelchair specialists for the Nelson region. Call in and see the huge range available. Take one for a free test drive and pick up your free booklet guide. They also provide a rescue service if you ever get a puncture or a flat battery. Come in and see Robin and the friendly team at FAV Mobile Solutions in the Richmond Free Car Park opposite the Old Town Hall.
New Zealand Police Deputy Commissioner Mike Bush says police welcome a ban on 2 substances found in K2 synthetic cannabis and will be vigilant in enforcing the law to reduce the product's harmful effects in the community. The ban, initiated by Associate Minister of Health Peter Dunn under the Temporary Class Drug Notice legislation, commenced on Thursday this week and has banned substances BB22 and 5-FAK-B48. Both have been found in K2 products. Mr Bush says police welcome the strong stance taken by Mr Dunn, which will strengthen the ability of police and other agencies concerned about the harm caused by synthetic cannabinoids. He says there's significant community concern over the impact the current products on the market are having throughout the country, particularly on vulnerable young people, and this ban is a positive step. We asked Nelson dairy owners about their views on the synthetic cannabinoids.
I'm here with a Smita from the On the Spot store down here at Victory Square. We're looking for businesses that could be selling these synthetic cannabis products. Are you one of those businesses?
No, we are not.
Why not?
We don't want to encourage people to go on the drugs like that. We like to be community to be healthy and good people to be around us.
Right. So you are basically saying that you feel you have a social responsibility?
Yes.
Right. Do you get people coming in looking for those kinds of things?
They do, but we don't recommend them.
Right. And what kind of age group of people come in looking for those?
I just met only 2 or 3 people here, but they are quite elderly people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Say mid-20s-ish? Yeah.
No one younger?
No, nobody young. Yeah, definitely mid-20s, over 20. Yeah.
How do you feel about not selling it to them?
I think it's a disgusting thing. So, yeah, I'm very glad this shop doesn't sell it.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Lovely to talk with you today. And good luck for the new changes.
Thanks very much.
Ari, now the ban is on tomorrow. Will you be ceasing selling the product or all those synthetic products as of tomorrow?
No, we're not selling anymore from tomorrow. Definitely not.
Yeah. When you've been selling for a wee while, what kind of age group of people have been asking for this product?
We're selling only K2, nothing else. We don't have anything else.
Right. And that's the product, of course, that's been targeted, and as of tomorrow, no more sales?
No, definitely not. No. Maybe tonight. We're not selling anymore. Yeah.
So there hasn't been a rush on then to buy this product today?
Maybe not, no.
No. Oh, well, it sounds like the message is getting out there then, that it's not good for people.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah. Especially for teenage, and no, we're not selling, we're not keeping anymore.
No. Do you find that many teenagers try and buy this product?
Someone mainly middle-aged, but teenage buying from somewhere else, or maybe someone buying for him maybe.
Yeah.
But no, we're not keeping any more product. It's bad for the kids.
Yeah. Good on Yari. Right. Yeah, lovely. Thank you very much.
That's fine. Thank you.
And Nelsonians lined up on Thursday this week for the New Zealand's Got Talent tour, which visited the region at the Nelson School of Music. Mainland's Chrissy Small managed to jump the queue to talk to 2 of the audition panel, Suzanne Lynch and Mark Dennison, who were keen to emphasise the show as being warm and friendly. Always one to take up a challenge set by the mainland crew, Chrissy gave the judges a precursor to show Nelson's got a bit of talent. And if you can name the song, send it to us at box 595 Nelson or email news@7-media.net to go into the draw to win tickets for 2 to see the New Zealand Symphony Orchestra. And they're playing at the Nelson School of Music on the 14th of August. Entries will close on the 31st of May. The winner will be notified in the first week of June.
I'm here today with the New Zealand's Got Talent judges. We're all looking forward to seeing what talent we've got in Nelson. Now, folks, is this the last journey on the road for the South Island?
Yes, it is. We've been all round. We started down the bottom in Invercargill and worked our way up to the sunny Nelson, and we've found lots of very clever people. It's been really successful.
Right. Suzanne, you were on the last tour, of course, doing the very same thing. Mm-hmm. Have you been impressed by the level of talent that's come in from the South Island?
I have indeed, yes. We've found that people that have turned up this year have really got some amazing talent, which has been fantastic. And I'll just clarify, we're not actually judges, we're just here helping to choose the people that go in front of the judges. We've got some amazing judges. One I can tell you about is Jason Kerrison's back again from Opshop.
Great.
And our dance judge is called Chris Judd, and he's out from the USA, and he danced with Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, didn't he, Mark?
Mm-hmm.
And who was the other person? Oh, he was married to Jennifer Lopez, I say, for about 5 minutes. He was the first marriage, apparently.
Right.
But a very, very talented dancer, and I think that's a huge thing for our New Zealand dancers to come and show what they can do to an American professional dancer and judge.
Yeah. Now, Mark, were you involved in the auditioning last year?
No, I wasn't. I was the musical director last year, but I was involved in some other things, so I couldn't be part of this part of it. So this is great because we're here with Suzanne right on the ground floor of finding people. I came in a little bit later in the process last year and I didn't know the people as well as Suzanne did. So now I'm here when we see them from day one and work through the whole process with them and help them as much as we can.
Yeah. Well, Nelson's turned on the weather.
It's beautiful.
I'm sure it's going to turn on the talent.
Beautiful sunny Nelson, yeah.
Do people have to pre-register for this, or can they just turn up tonight?
No, just turn up. We'd love to see you. And we want, people that can dance, people that can sing, people that can juggle. If you do a clown act or a kids act, we'd love to see anything that's a bit different is what we're looking for. And it's a really friendly show, isn't it, Mark? And Mark and I are with you all the way through to the final, whoever gets in. We're sort of helping them along the whole way. So, it's a great, classy, positive show, I think.
So there's a lot of team support going on in the background.
There is, very much. Yes.
Now, when you audition people today, do you have these great big cardboard cross-outs, cross signs or LOL signs?
No, there's no X's on our program. No X's. No, we're quite positive, and we found Clara down here last year, the winner of last year's.
That's right.
Came from this area, so we're really excited to see people, and we try and be positive, don't we, Mark? And
Absolutely.
Encourage people. Really, it's a great experience for them just to come and audition, let alone get into the show, which is a big move for some people.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, I've been asked to do a wee audition by all the musos.
Fantastic.
Mainland is full of musicians, and I've been elected on their behalf to audition, so I kind of quickly scribbled up something for you guys.
Awesome.
Okay, so I hope you'll bear with me.
Sure, looking forward to it.
Okay, I hope you've got your LOL sign ready. Don't give up on hope. Don't give up the light. Just hold out your hands. Hold on real tight. Don't give up on hope, 'cause hope ain't giving up on you. Life can seem so cold when you're feeling all alone, when you're all shut up inside. But you can come to see an audition for these guys, and then you can show them how your light shines. And don't give up on hope. Don't give up the light. Just hold out your hands and hold on tight. Don't give up on hope, 'cause New Zealand's got talent for you. Oh yeah.
On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thanks for joining us. Have a safe weekend, and we'll be back again next week with the latest in news and events from around the region.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
If your eyesight is getting you into trouble, call the Wellington Eye Centre. We use some of the most advanced technology in the world. The Eye Centre. We'll get you seeing clearly.